Hello everyone, my name is Altynbek. I'm part of MakerX. I work as a software engineer, and we have a quick two demos today. First one is called AI agents with on-chain permission verification. It's something that our CTO Rob Moore had in the beginning of the retreat, and we've been able to execute it until a very, I'd say, small scope end-to-end demo that we will show during the session. And the second demo will follow on some minor quality of life improvements in the AlgoKit CLI, primarily around the bootstrap. And there were some requests from the community to add more package manager support, so things like UV, PNPM, and this will demonstrate the improvements that onboarding those additional package managers into the bootstrap workflow will introduce. So the first idea is basically we try to see and ideate on what would be the smallest amount of on-chain primitives that one can use when building on Algorand to essentially have a fleet of various AI agents that you can deploy, represented by an off-chain public and private key pair, where you don't need to have an individual Algorand account for every single AI agent that you're creating. And obviously there is a lot of efforts in the community as well around things like Arc58, where you could have this notion of on-chain plugins, which I think fits this model very nicely. But as part of this idea, we really just wanted to explore what would be the smallest amount of primitives available. And we were able to get away with a single stateful smart contract and a single logic SIG. Basically, there's three phases in the setup. The first step is the funding of your stateful smart contract and funding of the LSIG. The LSIG basically encodes the information about the stateful app ID, and that app is what is used by all the agents to issue various operations. The application also stores the permissions in the box, where each agent is identified by a public key that you create offline when you're deploying an agent. And then you also fund the LSIG, basically, which is used to offload the need to manually sign or approve signing transactions. So any agent can pick up the logic SIG, use it to send the request to the application, and the application would validate whether the signature is valid by using the signature provided, because each agent would also have its own private key pair. So a quick demo of the flow. And the whole idea with the UI was also to simplify it for, like, the model context protocol is getting some traction. There's a lot of improvements and developments in there, and a lot of platforms these days offer integrations into Cloud Desktop. And so the whole idea behind this UI was to also simplify and make this whole step is like a quick click-opsy operation that allows you to get the configuration to paste into your Cloud Desktop per each agent that you create. But at the same time, you don't need to create an account for every single agent, as I've outlined at the beginning. So let's connect the wallet. I'm using LocalNet. Create a new registry. As you can see, this is our associated LSIG. So you got an LSIG per stateful contract that is being deployed. Let's fund it. This is microalgos, but I didn't have a lot of time to polish this out. Now we can select the stateful contract that we've just deployed, and we can create an agent. So let's call it test agent. Obviously, the permission model can be expanded. For now, it's fairly simple. You can limit the amount of tokens that it can send, or in this case, the amount would also be associated with payments. And you could also specify specific transactions that you want to allow it to issue when it interacts with the main delegated, not the delegated, but the main stateful contract that performs all the operations on behalf of all signed and verified agents. So we can create the agent, and here you go. It basically drops you this little copy to clipboard command. The package with the MCP is not available on PM yet, unfortunately, so for the sake of demo, I'm just having the path to my local package here. Now you basically need to insert the configuration into your MCP servers. And the annoying thing about Cloud Desktop is that you have to restart it every time. You are essentially in need to reload your MCP service. So let's just make a quick vanity address using AlgoKit CLI. We call it yo. And we could do something like hello. Please send one algo to, thank you, Brian. Okay, so it needs to get the authorization to interact with it. And yeah, there we go.